Hey Drew, so I wanted to take you through this thing just really quickly before we schedule that webinar. I know this thing's a lot about time and saving you time and efficiency, so I want to make this as efficient as possible for you. So what you're looking at here, Coach, this is just an example of an athletes page. Okay, this is where all my athletes are going to be collected. Okay, teams allow me to put my folks into groups, Drew, so I can program for them all in one fell swoop. For example, the easiest one here would be, my conditioning class or my football team. I want to drop one program on all 5 of these football players. I can do that using the team shared calendar. Okay, and then I can go back into athletes and edit and manipulate that training per individual. But this really gives you the ability to scale. All right, scale that training, drop it on multiple people using the team calendar, using a shared feed. Okay, even my one-on-one clients, Drew, are on a team. That allows me, even though I won't use the shared calendar, I still will leverage the shared feed, and it makes my data collection really easy over here in analytics and reports. Okay, so just a little bit about these first 2 tabs. Where this thing really starts, though, Coach, and if you're following that education center, right, the first thing we really want you to do is create training. And you can do that here in the library. Okay, and I recommend creating just a 1-week program or a 2-week program to start. Click Create Program. Okay, you label it. My programming coach is 4 to 6 weeks, usually 6 weeks in duration. So I'd create a program here. Let's call it hypertrophy. All right, my recommendation here, Coach, would be to keep these things pretty general, so I can use this hypertrophy program with multiple populations. Right, again, helps me scale it, and then once I can click Create this program, Coach, and then it'll bring me to a blank template. I can build that thing out. Okay, but essentially what I'm doing when I'm assigning one of these programs to a team or to an athlete is I'm just making a copy of it. Okay, so by creating just a hypertrophy program, it gives you essentially a hypertrophy template that now I can drop on a team or athlete's calendar, and I can edit it once it's on in that specific place for that specific person or population. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. So creating your program in the library, really the first thing we want to do, right? Set up teams if that helps you out, Coach. All right, and when you click on a team calendar or an athlete calendar, they all kind of act the same. Okay, Drew, so let's click on, let me see if I can find someone who, I don't think Ron's got a little bit of training, maybe Steven doesn't. So if I click on Steven's personal calendar here in athletes, you notice that I can create sessions right on his training calendar, okay, or I can add from library. All right, and it's the same thing with a team, Coach. You can create a session right on a team's calendar or add from the library. If I click add from the library, I can then jump into my program menu here, drop any expansive training that I want onto these folks or this person. Okay, remember, I'm on Steven's calendar, so anything I do to this calendar will show just to him, even if he's on a team. If I edit team training on his calendar, it's only an edit for him. Okay, so I can drop programs right on his calendar, click a new, this program, pick a start date. Okay, same thing with save sessions. I can save individual sessions, Coach, right from a team or athlete's calendar. Okay, and then I can redrop those onto someone else's calendar. All right. Another thing just to keep in mind, Coach, when you're on these calendars, I can actually click and drag and highlight multiple sessions. Okay, to copy them and paste them. I can right click to do that. I can use my Control C, Control V, Command C, Command V if you're on a Mac. All right, all your hotkeys still come into play. So if you just want to repeat a session week over week, you can very easily just copy that session and paste it. Okay, or you can copy it from this calendar and paste it onto a training calendar in the library. All right, all those things work. Okay, so really quickly, just to recap, Coach, where you're really going to start in programs, build out your generalized programming, okay, which you can then assign to teams or directly to individual athletes. All right, the next thing we want to do, Coach, is get our people involved. So we're going to invite them using the Invite Athletes button in the Athletes tab. I can invite them one-to-one, which means they'll show up here in the Athletes tab, Coach, or I can invite them directly to those teams we talked about. Either way, those people are all going to show up here in athletes, and they're all going to have a personalized calendar or one-on-one feed, okay, and a place where I can jump in to edit and manipulate training maxes, okay, for percentage-based loading. I can take notes on the account in regards to things like injuries, training modifications, fitness testing, okay, and then here in the account, Coach, I can edit some of the information that those folks put in if they put it in incorrectly, such as an email or a password. And then I can even add or remove access to teams down here. So say you do invite folks one-to-one, they do a 1-week new client onboarding. I can then, after that first week, add them to their respective teams. Okay, so that's just a little bit about how your first couple steps are going to go, Coach. I know you kind of asked about how you're going to monetize this thing. You're going to notice there is no CRM, so to speak, in here, Coach. There is no payment method. The app is free for folks, and that's actually a good thing. Okay, what we found is that people who do this type of stuff, programming, performance-driven training, and CRM, do both well, but neither exceptionally. We want to do one thing exceptional before we jump into CRM, and it's probably actually going to save you money, Coach. I know it's a pain to use, Train Heroic and then accept payment through PayPal or Venmo, but the truth of the matter is, if we were a CRM as well, we'd have to charge much more for what we're providing, with the programming platform. Okay, now there are avenues you can travel through our marketplace and things like that, and we can talk about marketplace when we get on the phone early next week. But really, it's as easy as you ask someone what kind of plan they want to be on. You get it set up for them, and you send them the invite. As soon as they accept the invite, you can say, hey, this is going to be $75 a month or $25 a month or whatever it is. It's a price you set, Coach. So really, that's in my mind makes things, even though you will be using maybe two systems, so to speak, it's actually going to save you money. I believe. Okay, we'd have to charge much more for if we jump into upgrade here, Coach. We'd have to charge much more for these packages if we were doing all your scheduling, billing, things like that. Okay, where I see you fitting, Coach, here is Pro. All right, especially if this is really going to be pretty insignificant for us to start up to 25 folks. I think we're going to be past that. Pro is, the most popular package. It's going to give you everything you need. Okay, and then obviously Elite comes with some perks that the Pro doesn't, including additional coaching licenses, a team training iPad application, and then some pre-existing programming, which comes in the form of that EAP and HAP programming here in the library, Coach. Okay, so I'd recommend Pro. All right, from where we sit today. All right, and you can just click upgrade now at any point to get that done, Coach. All right, so that's a quick little rundown of how this thing operates. Let's make sure to reschedule that call so we can jump on and dive a little bit further into the details and make sure you're in a good spot to move forward. Thanks, Drew.